What's good, family? Welcome back to Power After Hours, your favorite power podcast. Jeff J on this side, Chrissy Bree on the other side, here to review Kanan, Season 2, Episode 2. Mind your business. That's all. Just mind your business.
That's exactly what I think of. That is exactly what I think of when I hear it. I can just mind your business. You got to do the twitch with it. You know what I mean? Mind your business.
Yeah, you can't say that without saying it in that way. So,
classic.
You already know. How you feeling, Chrissy?
Man, let me just say to the audience, the reason we were late today was actually me. It was not Jeff. For the first time, it's your girl. So yeah, give me some reprieve. It's one time. You understand? Jeff, chill. I know that face. I didn't
say anything. I didn't say nothing.
It's the face, though. It's the face. Relax, everyone. I'm here. But feeling great.
Wait,
man.
Before that, I like this energy, good brother Mars. I like this energy right here. I love this energy. That's exactly what I was saying. I'm looking at my phone like, oh, I'm sorry. Am I on Central Time? What's up?
Wow, y'all really ain't shit. This is one time. One time. Give me a break.
You get grace. It's all good.
Listen, I was trying to make sure I had makeup on for y'all. I was trying to be cute. All right. You know what I mean? Listen, it's a crazy week. I did not want y'all to see me the way that I was looking at 4:00. Okay? Relax. Okay, Jeff.
The tiniest violin.
I mean, you was playing it kind of big though, for it to be that tiny.
Well, you know, it's abstract tiny. You know what I'm saying? It's like big in Texas, but small everywhere else.
Y'all are trash. All of you.
It is what it is.
I thought Mars was always on my side. I'm quite disappointed, but that's cool. That's cool. It's fine.
I mean, you know, the game is the game, and plot twists like that are a great theme for this episode. Shout out to the Power fam. Shout out to everybody in the chat joining us as always. Shout out to everybody watching this after on the replay or listening to this on the podcast. As always, Power After Hours Twitter, Power After Hours on Instagram. You can catch us anywhere you listen to podcasts, including on YouTube. If you're listening and you haven't subscribe to our show. You'll like it, you'll love it, and you'll be back for more. Now, let's get into this episode. Before I also give some quick shout outs for some first times. Michonne Denise, yay, I made it live. Thank you for joining us. Finally alive. Welcome to the Power After Hours live, fam. You'll love it here. We love it here. Everybody jump in. You already know. Ask your questions. Get it ready because we are ready to go. So, this theme, well, mind your business. Mind your business. Some people gotta mind their business. Some people gotta mind their lies. Ooh. Because a lot came out. A lot came out this week. And let's start with our boy Detective Howard, right?
Hey, I called that.
Lies is a theme of this episode. Yeah. And everybody, we all had that consensus between us, the live chat, that Howard knew what was going on. And he confessed as much to Rock, telling him the kid can't shoot. The kid can't shoot. And they went into the discussion about what it was going to be going forward. What you think about that, Chrissy?
Yeah, I thought, the guy's not asking for much. You understand what I'm saying? It's not like he's asking you to cut him $1 million a week or, something out crazy like we've seen in the Power universe, right? Like in regular Power, the person would always, like with manipulation, they would ask for something outlandish and way out there. That's not even the case here. Like the dude just wants his son to know that he's his father. And so I thought that the conversation actually it was kind of normal for once. Usually Rock is really on one. She seemed to be a little bit, I guess you can say timid because now she knows that Detective Howard, you know what I mean? Like he knows that Kanan was the shooter. Like Kanan is a bad shot. And not only is he a bad shot, Howard lets her know like Kanan's not built for this life. The life that you're trying to send him down, this road that you want him on, he's not meant to be on it. And I thought that was really important for him to say because I think everyone has been trying to tell Rock that from the beginning. Her brother's even telling her, Kanan shouldn't be a part of this life. This isn't what he's, you know what I mean? Like, so everyone is literally telling Rock this, but yet in the beginning, while she was hesitant, now she's all gung-ho on Kanan being a part of this life. And it's kind of scary to think that as a mother, you would put your child in that position. And I like how now Howard is like, we got to make decisions together for our kid. Like, bro, you just got here. Okay? You just got here. I need you to take a seat. You ain't even
trying to be in his
for dinner
life
yet. Bro, he ain't cooked you baked spaghetti yet.
He trying to come over. Rock ain't letting it happen. Well, he's trying to be in his son's life. He said he saw the pearly gates and was like, nah, reserve my seat. I'll be back. And I got this lease on life. And now he's telling Rock one way or another, my son is going to know. Yep. My son is going to know who his father is. Right. So like we mentioned, his amnesia was a lie, and he's still lying to his partners and everyone. Although they are hell bent on finding his shooter, he's still lying and holding down Kanan and letting Rock know as much. Kind of even with those digs where he's saying, like, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to protect your son, not put him out there. And even he could see, like you said, what everybody could see, that Kanan really isn't built for this life, right? Really isn't built for this life. And you can see it in the glimpses that we get with Kanan and Jukebox.
Oh my
God. You know, they sitting down watching the movie, and Kanan getting emotional, and Juke is kind of like trolling him about it.
You soft ass.
Right.
I wasn't even mad at her for saying that, because it's like Kanan, like, he literally is cuddling up to a pillow. You know what I mean? Like, he's traumatized. And to think that, you know, your own mother puts you in the position to shoot your father, and you still don't know yet that is your father that, you know, you shot. And that could really traumatize a kid. Like, Rock really just, at the surface, I want to believe that she's a good mother. But when you think about all that she's putting him through, it's like, yo, you really ain't shit. Like, you really ain't shit. Like, what kind of mother puts her child through all that? That's a lot to handle for anybody. Like, not only did you have him shoot a cop, but this cop was his dad. And so I don't remember if in the new Power, Kanan ever mentions his father. Does he ever? In Power Original, I don't think he ever mentions his father. So I'm unsure about that. Okay, so we don't know to the extent of what Kanan might find out in this series. But hey, I'm all gung-ho for it at this point, because he needs somebody good in his life. Somebody.
Word. And you know, watching Cooley High, watching Cochise catch the bad one, she says, you know, she trolls him, but also says, like, that compassion, like, keep that. Like, that's what makes you you.
Yep.
I love what they do with this show, where they build Kanan's character profile, and throughout, despite the influences, who he is as a child, the crux of who he is as a teenager, while we know that something turned. At some point, something turned, and then he became the Kanan that we knew from the Powerverse, which is one of the best things about this show, is staying along for the ride to figure out where Kanan breaks bad.
Correct.
I don't know, you know, maybe it is because he finds out who his dad was and he's in his life. We don't know, but there's so many ways they can go with this prequel. It just makes it such an interesting storyline to tell. Power After Hours, your favorite Power podcast. You already know the vibes. Let's see what the chat is talking about. Big Sant, Kanan need to go back to VA and go to a school named after a Confederate.
Oh, not a Confederate. Damn.
I mean, yeah, you know, go to Robert F. Lee High School. Go to Robert F. Lee High School with his cousins and just be easy, right? I feel you on that. Good brother Mars, I cried when Stone and Rob killed Cochise as well. Yo, you a real one. You know what I'm saying? You a real one, so I get it. It shook up a thug. You already saw that. So that's what that is. Shout out Miss Mac, first time joining the podcast. Thank you for joining.
Yes.
Thank you for tapping in. Don't make it your last time. It's really wild knowing who Kanan grows up to be, but here we get to see his softer side, and I really wonder, man.
What is it? What is it that turns him?
What is it?
Him and Juke.
It's just
right? Him and Juke, because essentially we got to remember who she becomes too. So it's like, what turns them And at what point is this series going to show us what turns them to? We don't know when that will happen, which is also
Right.
another crazy part.
Exactly. What up, Roz? Shout out to Roz. How long in the season do you think it'll take for Kanan to find out that Omar Epps is his dad? I love that you call him Omar Epps and you don't call him by his character name. We are so black.
He is Omar Epps. Like literally every week, I forget that his name is Detective Howard, and I have to remind myself he's Omar Epps. Duh, y'all know when we say Omar Epps, who in the chat doesn't know that that's who we talking about? You know exactly who we talking about.
Right. Well, he's in the previews for him next week.
Correct.
Right. He's in the previews for him next week, and that's like a good pivot point to get into like the theme of like everybody lying and everybody got a secret and trying to protect that secret as best as possible. Right. He tells Rock straight up, I'm going to tell Kanan that what it is. And Kanan goes and Rock goes and tells Kanan that, this is when Rock reveals that Howard knows, and he may be coming up to you saying some craziness, but you're still good, ignore him. So she's still trying to provide damage control for what eventually is a secret that she don't know how Kanan is going to act when it comes out. Right now, on top of that, how will Kanan react knowing if he finds out that's his real dad, that Rock set him up to shoot his real dad? There's so many implications that come from that this lie is compounding into something that one of the few things that Rock may not be able to control.
Yeah, and I think Howard even knows at this point, right? Like your son, he shot you, but he knows he doesn't know that that's his dad. And so I think that's another reason why he is protecting Kanan at this point. It's because, yeah, I'm your dad, but like your own mom set you up to kill me. Like that's a problem. And I think, you know what I mean? So it's crazy. Rock is trying to do damage control, but I don't know. There's only so much that you can control, right? Like, yeah, she's got this whole drug game on lock, which means something has to give. And so I think it's going to be this home life that essentially is a problem. You already see where we've got, one of her brothers not really, Lou, not really being a part of the family, right? So it's already starting to unravel. So it's only a matter of time, I think. I hope they don't drag it out a whole nother season, because at this point, it's like, we know that that's his dad. And if they brought this to the forefront, it means at some point Kanan has to find out. Like, don't pull no soap opera shit where we're waiting 10 years to find out that he know, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to see that happen. So I hope that they bring it to the front.
All right. So we got this comment. I'm willing to bet this season is going to be Kanan's turning point, from his mom still lying about his dad and Howard essentially trying to blow up his life. Thank you, Mr. Malafane. This gotta be it. Like, they're gonna have to be something. There's gonna be something going like that turns him to his breaking point. And if it's not this season, I bet by the end he's gonna see some shit that makes him want to go to the dark side. And remember, that's something that we also slipped my mind last week before the season 2 premiere. Raising Kanan got renewed for season 3. So there is going to be a season 3. Ooh. I mean, if you've been watching Stars for a while, they end the Power series when the Power series are ready to end.
Yeah, like it's not
Stars
good.
is going to keep it going.
It ain't going. Next thing you know, we're going to have Raising Jukebox. Like, I don't know. It's just this Power is never going to end. Like,
Raising Jukebox. Not Raising Jukebox. Like, what are we saying?
Listen, Raising Laverne. That's what it's gonna be. Like, this will never end. It is never going to end. Thank you, Courtney Kemp.
Right. Yeah. It's just an oasis of drug dealer drama. Ashley Santos. Right. He said he never knew his dad, and a lot of in the comments are saying that he said he never knew his dad. Doesn't mean Kanan
doesn't mean he doesn't know who yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. It does not mean that he doesn't know who his dad is. It may be that he's not wanting anyone to know who his dad is. Kanan was a good liar. Okay. Well,
and even Jacoby says that I Well, he just was him.
He
He was good enough.
manipulative.
He
was
almost
manipulative.
turned. Right. He almost turned, basically turned Tommy and Ghost against each other.
Yeah, that shit
Jacoby
worked,
says,
too.
I don't think Kanan will ever talk about his dad because he's in the game and his dad is a cop. Yeah, there's
Right.
so many
doesn't look
ways.
good.
So many ways where it could go. This Big Son saying that he's seen things like this happen in his real life, where his homeboys had little brothers that turned into demons once they got a little older. Yeah, all it takes is a few experiences and that drive, and it'll go left. It's funny with Rock, right? If I feel like she does withhold, she lies by omission. She withholds a lot of information. We even get this with Jukebox, right? With her interaction with Jukebox, where Juke is asking, because of her frayed relationship with her father, she's asking now, what's up with my mom? I'm seeing these pictures, like, did you know her, whatever? And I feel like Rock is more forthcoming with Jukebox. But will tell her as much. I think she knows in her heart of hearts Jukebox can handle it because she sees herself in Jukebox. And as women, especially at that time, like, she's gonna make sure that she has all the information she needs to protect herself. And she drops knowledge on Jukebox based on what's going on with her mom, saying that her mom used to sing. And then, so she got that gift from her. And then also talking about the burdens of parenthood and how she felt like she couldn't handle it. So she checked out. And there's a lot of people who may stay around. Like, you think about Marvin. While Marvin didn't check out on her, he isn't Father of the Year.
He might as well have.
He might as well have. So it's almost two sides of a fucked up coin. Like, you either stay and be a horrible parent or leave and be a horrible parent, but you almost get it. It's almost in their from their perspective, in their logic, leaving gives them a better chance to survive than staying around and messing it up.
Yeah, and Jukebox, there's no winning for her in this situation. Like, she has, the only parent essentially that she does have is Rock. Rock is the only one who she turns to when she has questions or when she needs advice. As a young woman, you're gonna want to turn to your mom or the woman that's in your life for advice for anything you need. And I think that she relates, Rock relates to Laverne in that way. So it's just good to see their relationship, building up. It's just unfortunate for Marvin because he's literally on the outside looking in now that he wants to be a good parent, which is weird.
Yeah, I think he more so realizes the messed up stuff that he's been doing, and that the anger management may backdoor help him. You already see he ready to turn up in anger management, trolling homeboy who tells him what the pet peeve is and trying to get out of it, trying to figure out. But I think this is gonna open up because now Juke saw her mom, knows where she lives, so now she can get down to the answers whether she wants them or not. You know what I mean?
And you gotta wonder, is her mom gonna remember? Like, is her mom gonna see her and know who she is immediately? Like, anytime I've ever seen anything in TV shows or movies, like, when you see your child, you know your child, right? It's just something that you know. So it'll be interesting to see if she knows her daughter. But I think that for Jukebox, she needs her mom right now. There's only so much Rock can do for her. I think that the answers that she needs, they have to come from her mom.
Facts. So. Power After Hours, your favorite Power podcast, season 2, episode 2, Raising Kanan. Let's go to the comments. Westbrooks, what's up? It's crazy how Juke tells Kanan to keep his compassionate side, and it comes full circle to him killing her to save Tariq. Yeah. It even how they diverged, right? It's a real. That's why I said this is probably my favorite book out of everyone, because there's so much originality to their story where they're just using Kanan as a proxy to tell this intricate tale in the Power universe's history, right? Intricate, unique tale, and they can do so much where they're not hindered or restricted at all by what comes after. Because literally anything that comes after is on the table. Like, think about this. The only guarantees we have in this series are that Kanan and Jukebox survive.
That's it.
That's the only guarantees that we have. They can't die. You know, which is why you don't see them in as many harrowing situations. You'll see how they got near death. But clearly they're not going to die because we know these characters have a future. You know what I mean?
Which makes it so fun.
Yeah, it's so ill. It's so ill because you could do so much with these characters. You're not beholden to them. Only two of them, real talk, only two of them have to survive because we never hear about anyone else. From the original Power. The original Power, you didn't hear about any of these other characters. So this is where we're going with it.
It's like, does Marvin survive? Does Lou survive? Who gonna make it? You don't know. At any given moment, any of these major characters can die, which is insane to me.
Exactly. Sean Richards, what's up? Hey, Power fam. Who is older, Jukebox or Kanan? I think Juke is older, which is why she gives him good advice. If anybody has the official, if y'all know for sure, put it in the chat. I want to say they're the same age or Juke is like a year older. That's what I think. I wouldn't be surprised if she's like a year younger either. But yeah, I think
age. Well, right. The only reason I will say I think Juke may be a little bit older is because first season, that test that Kanan took, Juke had the option to take that test before he did. So I think Juke might be maybe a year or so older than Kanan.
Right.
I do think she's older.
Yeah, that makes
because
standardized test that'll age you.
That'll get you every time. Because I remember she was mad at Marvin because Marvin wouldn't let her take the test. Remember that? So
right.
That's what makes me think she's older.
Yeah. Tracy Perry, what's up? Jukebox is a year older. They mentioned it yet last season. Yup.
Listen,
thank you.
I used my detective skills and I got us there. Thanks. Yep.
Right. You know, so solid with finding out whether Jukebox is a year older, but that Symphony Fed thing ain't happening.
You always gotta bring that up. That's one situation
because it's a lie. Because it's a lie. It's a lie.
We don't know that yet. We don't see. What did you just say? The only two guarantees that we have are that Kanan,
whatever,
and Jukebox live. That's the only two guarantees we have. He still could be a Fed, and I'm holding strong. Period.
Okay. Look, stand in your truth, sister. Stand in your truth because you ain't got nowhere else to stand because Symphony.
Tag all right.
All right. There it is. Power After Hours, your favorite Power podcast. Let's get to the big lies. The big lies. The scrap arc right now, right? So and we'll get to the other stuff. We'll touch on other stuff as we go because everything else is kind of intertwined, right? Mm-hmm. With the brothers and with everything else. But the one other piece of information that Howard drops on Rock is that she got a snitch. And the only reason why he's telling this is because that's his son's mother and he needs to take care of the family. So he's showing indirectly like, yo, I saw him when we went up there. He's an informant. He's going to rat out your whole operation, right? So obviously she has a meeting with the brothers to talk about it like, yo, I got information. This dude is snitching. What do we do? And the brothers, they don't believe it because they know. Like, you think about it. If a dude is in your crew and he literally lost an eye for you, your crew, held it down, why would he, like, you don't think that he would be loyal? Right.
Why would he turn now? Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why would he turn now, especially like after losing it? And of course, they get into all of that with how they try to find out, right? Because the biggest thing was they wanted to make sure. They said we're not gonna go off of a rumor. We've known this guy for a while, almost to the point where he was like family.
Yeah.
To them, he grew up with them, and they wanted to make sure, right? So when you want to make sure someone's bullshitting, who you said, Marvin. Marvin goes out there to have the conversation, and
Yep.
you know, I think Scrap may have kept it too real.
Yeah, unfortunately, it was such a bad time for him to be talking about all the stuff that he's done for them, because it's like you're coming to look to see if this guy is an informant, and he's sitting there saying, I've done all this for you, you can't give me this, you can't give me that. And it's like, bro, really? So you really are a rat? Like, because I'm looking at you like, man, what have you told the cops now? Like, you want to get in our big building. What is it that you need to see? I just feel like it was the wrong time for Scrap to have all of these problems with the brothers. Like, if he had just waited a week, you understand? Like, just give it time. Right. But he didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Like, but it was just such a bad time for him. And it put that spidey sense in Marvin that made him want to go and investigate a little bit more. It's right. Unfortunate, man. Golly. I just, what else could he have done, though, at that point? Because it's like Rock also can't tell the brothers who her informant is or why he's her informant either. You know what I mean? Because then you'd have to tell them what you're doing. And so at that point, you're talking with the dude that Kanan shot. Why are you communicating with him? And so you got to be more forthcoming. And Rock likes to not tell them the whole truth. So
exactly,
it's just a bad situation from the jump.
Yeah, and you know what? I loved Scrap's monologue in this when the test was he was gonna tell him about work that they had, and you know he kind of breaks on Marvin. He kind of breaks on Marvin, and he tells him straight up like, "Yo, y'all want to get the dude." Y'all want to get the dude who's part of the reason why I got one eye. Y'all wanna link up with Worrell, because part of the plan is one of Rock's plans for expansion, as we learned last season, was they want to bring Worrell, Unique's main guy, in to officially cut off Unique, and you know, enemy of my enemy is my friend is my friend type joint. And he goes off and he goes like, yo, I've been working and working. I do everything. I'm like a perfect soldier. I've been down with y'all since I was 14.
Which is crazy.
And when it's time to step up, when it's time to get a new spot, like you think about it, she put Lou in charge just off nepotism. She put Lou in charge off the strength of nepotism.
Yeah.
And not even because he wants to do it. The dude wants to be Diddy.
He doesn't even want it. Yeah.
I mean, he wants to be like the baller street executive. He don't even want that. He don't even want that. And she put him in charge. Scrap lost his eye for them and wasn't even considered. In fact, they consider Worrell to be Lou's, basically Worrell to run 40 projects. Yeah. Right? So he couldn't even be that. Like low-key, he probably should have been able to run.
But I don't think that's the problem. Looked at Scrap like that, and I think that's his problem. I think they always looked at Scrap as the runner, essentially, right? Like he's the one that you use to handle the small end deals. They never looked at him as somebody who wanted to run like a whole project like that. He's never stepped. I guess he thought his eye coming out was him stepping up. I don't know.
Well, you think about like what he said. Like he said, you know, I was 14, looking out, bagging, soldiering, hustling, cooking, whatever needed to be done. I done it, right? Like no questions asked.
That little nigga.
Right? Like, everything. He held it down. And you think about this, right? Think about folks that work at work. When you put in all this work, you meet all of the expectations that they set out for you, and you still don't get promoted. How do you feel?
Been there.
This is exactly what he's telling him. And he feels like he's keeping it real to somebody who he's been down with for years. And Marvin's looking at it like a confession.
Yeah.
You know, and what made it worse. Right. And what made it worse is when they were looking for him and he said, "Where were you?" That's where Scrap decided to lie, right? And of course, Marvin goes, checks it out. He lied. If he would have just been like, yo, we got pop, I ain't gonna lie, I know Rock don't like it. I was with my mom in the game. 5-0 came through, crashed the game, locked me and my mom's up. My bad, I pay whatever, blah, 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 blah. That might have even endured him to Rock more to actually get more position if he would have kept it real, right? But he chose the wrong time to lie. Chose the wrong time to lie. And then once Marvin went back with that information, they knew what was up. And even Rock was like, yo, we got to handle it. And Lou was the first one to raise his hand, like, not it. I'll be there, but I'm not swinging. He's like, we're not Reggie Jackson.
Enough. He swung enough. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
Lou is tired. I don't even know why they got Lou in the game anymore at this point. Lou don't want to do shit. Lou just there for the free meal at the diner. You understand?
Yeah.
Like, he not there because he wants to be there because he cares about what's going on. Lou really just doesn't give a shit anymore. And after all he went through last season, I can honestly say I get it. But it's just like, bruh, like, you're going to get somebody killed. Like, you being so non-attentive and he's going to have Worrell. Like, and that's the thing that I don't think Rock is thinking about. Like, you're really putting a lot of trust in Worrell. Yeah, granted, he's, Unique doesn't have any product right now. He's got nothing. But can you really trust this man? And you're putting him with somebody that don't give a shit, isn't showing up, not being there. So you are literally asking for Worrell to stab you in the back somehow. It's bound to happen.
Yeah, I guess the way Rock is thinking, right? She's like, yo, this play with Worrell to lock it down is probably better. It's probably like a better play than to just let him roam free, because if he links back up with Unique, then they have a chance to have trouble again. Like, you think about the situation with Unique, right? Unique gets out of jail. His baby mother's mom is calling him broke, and he has to remind her that he be paying for the AC rods, and he ain't broke that, and he has no empire. His original headquarters has been flipped. He goes to Dean for new product, and Dean ain't touching him anymore. Like, yo, whether you killed that cop or whether it's allegations, you're persona non grata right now. Yeah. Calls Worrell up, his right-hand man, and Worrell says, yo, you done in these streets. I'm doing my own thing. And he even realized it. Like, Unique realized it. Like, oh, you roll with Rock? Oh, you are Rock now? And he's just like, yo, I'm my own man. I'm doing my own thing. So now Unique is pretty much cut off. And Dean even acknowledges the Colombian connect that Rock has.
Yep.
Like, he really acknowledges, like, yo, they got that cornered. It don't even make sense for me to do business over there. Right? When Dean put his chips with Rock, with Unique over Rock, and he got burned once, he ain't trying to get burned again.
He's not going to get burned again.
Right. Yeah. So now the question remains, well, what is Unique going to do next?
It's almost kind of scary, because I feel like Unique is that person who will not stop until he gets what he wants. So it's going to be like he will literally fight to the death. Right. And so that's kind of spooky. It's like you don't know what he's going to do. Just the way that he flipped out at the bingo hall scared me, because I'm like, you really finna pull this up in here? Like, it was, now you're just making more enemies. And I don't think that that's what you want to do in this situation. You need allies. And so it's not time for you to make more enemies, especially with somebody like Dean. You don't know what he's capable of. So it's just, I don't know. I've never seen Dean outside the bingo hall. I really don't know. Buddy might have a bunch of AKs. I don't know. The man seems crazy to me. Anybody who sits there and hangs out in a bingo hall all day, like, they crazy to, like, there's just,
he chilling with the grandma.
Like, but every day, like, I mean, get it, but
I ain't gonna hold you. Bingo kind of lit.
All right.
Bingo kind of lit. Like, especially when you catch the boom, the crossing down at the same time. Come on now. 41 across. Come on now. Come on.
And I see not one person in this chat
Bingo
agree with this
Biglet.
bullshit.
Bingo Biglet. Let's not do that.
You
Let's
just
not
like
do
the
that
little. You just like the little dot situation. You like that little marker.
all
That's all it
day.
is.
All day. And Sean, shout out to Sean. Unique needs to go fund me to get his operation started again. Yeah, he might need that.
Real talk. He needs something.
He back in those days, it would be a 1-900 number, like a 1-800 number to like
Miss
support.
Cleo.
He gonna need that, right?
Miss
Call
Cleo.
me now. Call me now. Yo, they're gonna have to, bruh. They're gonna have to like. He gonna need like a for only 20 cents a day. You can get a new crack operation. All the streets.
Struggling. Bruh is struggling, and it's like I really think that he's not gonna stop until he dies. It's gonna come down to him. It's always gonna come down to him versus Rock. So right now we know Rock is on top. I don't know that Unique can essentially do what he needs to do to get back on top, which tells me he's gonna just not stop until he dies. We've got this situation where he's staying with his baby moms, and the baby moms saw Rock at the bodega and really was spooked. I thought she was gonna be smart and wonder why Rock was walking from the back of the bodega and bring that to Unique. But then she was was just scared. I was like, oh, girl.
Yeah, because she ain't for the streets. She ain't trying to get, she know what Unique is about. She know what Unique is about. She don't want none of those problems. And I thought it was funny. Shout out to Kaisha Jennings, who writes the recaps for Power in Vulture. She had said that Rock has more than one rat problem. Because if you remember, the rats were in the back eating through her money. And she just wants to call it exterminator, which, back in these days, you'd put it in she need to be ahead of her time and put it in a plastic container and like paint the containers or something.
The containers.
Because
like,
putting it in a box, it's going, them rats were, shout out to good brother Mars. Yeah, the rats whooped their ass. Them rats whooped their ass. You better put decon all over them boxes or something like that.
That shit was fucking
gonna
confetti.
have to get,
it was like, it was.
Yo, I would have been sick.
Oh my God, what? I don't
sick.
care if it was $10,000. Like, bitch, these rats got to go. Like, we can't have this type of problem. And she's like, I've been here and I take my money and I save it from, to get a house for my family. And you out here really okay with your money being eaten up, sitting in a box, getting eaten by rats? Like, why? And I don't know if I'm guessing that's what sparks the thought in Rock's mind to go and get a good property for her family, right? Like she's meeting with a realtor who is just a bitch. All right. We've seen these women before and men that are they look at you and they automatically say, you don't have money, you have poor credit, I'm going to put you in the projects. Right? Like, or whatever the situation may be. And that's exactly what this white woman did. And Rock is better than me because that bitch wouldn't be getting my commission.
Right.
And what world is
like she was like, do I look like I can't afford it? Yeah. And it was, you know what was funny? How she was, and this is like, I'm getting into deep Queens talk. She was encouraging her to go to live in Hollis instead of like the Forest Hills area. And if you know Queens, that's everything from South Jamaica to the east is all black. It's majority black. So you can see she's encouraging her to stay away from the quote unquote white side or the places where white people usually frequent in Queens. Like it was just ill the way they put that out there and made it seem like, she can't afford. I want to see how she's gonna scam those W-2s and them pay stubs and all of that. But
girl, what pay stub?
I don't put it past her.
What pay stub you got, sis? She probably gonna get one from the bodega.
Right.
That could actually work, right? Like,
yeah, if she said, she's probably gonna say that she owns the bodega or something like that, and then call it a day like that. That actually would be really smart if they did that. It's one thing I wanted to talk about. Going back to Scrap, right? Mm-hmm. Yo, the way Scrap went out was crazy. It almost gave me Goodfellas vibes. Goodfellas vibes, like
Ooh.
when Joe Pesci's character walks in. You
Yes.
seen the meme? Y'all seen the meme when he walks in and he sees the empty room and he
Yeah.
knows that that's it for him. Scrap sees the empty room and he is ecstatic
Static.
because he thinks this is like the rib cutting on his future led operation. And it wasn't until Rock came out with the gun and put it to his head that he even knew. And he even says nah before he gets blown away. I thought that was that scene and the way it was shot, it just felt so poetic. And I definitely saw the Goodfellas
I didn't think about that.
comparison and whatnot, like the vibes that we get from like Goodfellas and whatnot. So that
Yeah,
was
because
like
Joe Pesci was like, as he's walking into the garage, remember he was talking shit. He almost essentially he was like, so this is, and he's like, this is where this is where I'm becoming one of you guys. Like I'm coming to this house. We're not gonna have a big old party. Like he's thinking
right. He
he's
thought he was
supposed to
gonna be a
get
made
more.
man.
Yeah, he's supposed to
Thought
be
he
a
was gonna be a made man, and
right?
Tommy got whacked. Tommy got
Dang.
whacked,
And they
bro.
told him on the phone, like, yeah, it's a wrap. Yeah, I remember that. That was actually a really dope scene. And to see Scrap be like, yeah, there's so much breathing room in here. And he's thinking like this is his empire. This is what he's worked for. And then for it to end that way, like, and then you also gotta wonder, with Howard telling Rock that information, right? Like now that kind of puts him in a bad place because you can't tell anybody that you told Rock that information. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
and then you also got to wonder, did he set her up? Like, was he
No, I don't
setting
think
her
he
up
set her up.
potentially? You don't
I think he
he
really
knew she was
thought.
gonna kill him?
I mean, she did. That's why he told her, because he's trying to protect Kanan by protecting her, and he even said as much, right? But the
True.
messed up part of it all is that Scrap's mom was the CI, not Scrap. Because if you remember when they busted down the card game, she started dropping detective names. Where's detective this? Where's detective that? XYZ. She was the CI, not Scrap. Who knew whether or not Scrap knew that she was a CI? But there was a snitch, but it was his mom. So then I wonder if that's going to come back to Rock.
What does
she know? And is that going to come back to Rock? You know what I mean? So, yeah, it's wild out here, man. It's wild. Y'all had some comments about it. Let me run them back. Scrappy was in a bad position. His mom, the CI, even if he told the truth, Rock was still gonna want to know how he got out after being raided in the card game. Yeah, she told him stay away from them. She told him stay away from them card games. She told him stay away.
It wasn't going to end well for him either way, because at the end of it, even if his mom, when she does find out that his mom is the CI, it's like, how could you let your mom do that? Like it was never going to end well for him at that point. Like he was going to get killed either way, I think, because it's like, you told your mom all this information for her to become a CI, right? If that's what she's a CI for, we don't know at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like we don't know nothing. So it's unfortunate that he got whacked this early on, because Howard didn't really know. She should have pushed Howard for more information. Like you just let him tell you this dude was a CI, and it's like, you're not gonna give more info. Like
exactly.
You're not gonna get more to find out what he's telling. Like Howard ain't been in the precinct for 3 months. That nigga been in the bed in the hospital. He don't know nothing.
You killing him right now. You kill him. That's crazy. Green Fly. What's up, Green Fly? Scrap deserved to die. Dude couldn't follow instructions. Stay your ass away from gambling. Raquel told him.
It's unfortunate.
Yeah, it is what it is. Roz, I'm gonna be real honest. When Scrap got scrapped, it really made me real think loyalty in real life. Yo, that's real. That's real, because that man was super loyal to them people. You know what I'm saying? Was super loyal to them people and went out. So
that's why you always gotta do for yourself. Always do for yourself. Like it's like when you work for the man, essentially. You know what I'm saying? Like when you work for somebody else, you're always you are always at their mercy. At any point, you could be laid off, you could be terminated. So it's always like, for me, I just, in my situation, I've always had a backup plan. Anytime I've worked 9 to 5, because you don't know, you at their mercy. You don't call the shots. So Scrap essentially put his all into Rock and her family. And bruh, at the end of it, you weren't her family. It's like you weren't the person that was gonna get that job. She put Worrell in front of you, bruh. Like that should have been all you needed to know. That's all I would have needed to know. For me, like
Exactly.
you're expendable.
Exactly. Let's see what else. Who else you got?
Do you think they ever find Scrap's body? That's a question too.
That's a question. We'll see how good they are about with disposal. Don't y'all find it kind of funny how Kanan called Scrap a snitch before he ended up being a snitch? Yeah, though that's hilarious that he couldn't beat those allegations. He wasn't the snitch. I still don't think he was. I think it was his mom. Yeah. Let's see. What's up, Tracy? I don't think Scrap snitched, but Scrap not admitting to being arrested for gambling after Rock asked him to stop didn't help his case. Church, tabernacle, all the above. Enlightened original man, what's good, brother? Rock taking Scrap out is Ghost taking Roller out in the beginning, the beginning of the end.
Yeah.
Once you kill the loyal people, yeah. Roll up. That's the one thing about power. Somebody who don't deserve it, but has allegations on them gets got in the end. It's crazy. Westbrooks, what's up? Like Ron Kanan said in the beginning of the episode, ain't nobody safe in the game. And I love what he said at the end of the episode where he was like, yo, sometimes ain't no lesson. I'm just going to shut the fuck up.
Ain't no lesson. I'm just going to shut it up.
You see it. You see it. There ain't nothing to be said. There ain't no lessons learned. Yeah. Know the more you know. Knowing is half the battle. The battle in your face. Sometimes the battle tells you all you need to know. So
it is.
I love that. I love that about the narration where he was just like, yeah, y'all expected something profound, some cool shit. I don't got nothing cool to say. Like it speaks
and
for itself.
And then the credits, I was like, oh shit, okay, he really ain't gonna say nothing. All right. Like exactly. I was like, that's the end. And for Lou to just walk out after she kills him, Lou really is fed the fuck up. I don't know how much longer he got in him. But I was thinking like he almost died last season. Like he literally almost died. And so I think that that's what he sees every time before he has to make these decisions. Rock just needs to realize that he is not what he was. And you're gonna have to make a hard decision at some point.
Yeah, that's a fact. All right, let's get to some questions. It's a fact. Let's get to some questions before we get out of here. Real Talk Productions. Do you think we'll see Kanan in jail before he comes out in Original Power? His pops can be connections inside. I don't know. I feel like if I had to guess how this series was going to end, I could see them doing a time jump. A time jump with Kanan, like grown Kanan at the end. Like Kanan is talking to somebody, telling them, if I had to fantasy book it, Kanan told Tariq all this shit. And that's why Tariq has so much respect for Kanan, even though he set him up to get killed at the end. Why? Because one, Kanan was the one, even though he was using him against Ghost, Kanan was the one who did not bullshit him.
Right.
Who did not bullshit him and told him it. And I wouldn't be shocked if this story, he was either telling Sean this story or he was telling Tariq this story, or maybe he's telling Ghost this. He's breaking down his life to somebody, teaching them the game before everything in Power happened. I wouldn't be surprised if it was them. If I had to like fantasy book how it all ends up and how the narration goes. So
and then we gotta find out who's Sean's mother too.
Right.
Like we don't know none of that. Like when did that happen? I mean, this show could go so many places. Like I don't think it's gonna be Sean that he tells that to. I like that what you just said. If I had to book it, I would say that it's Tariq. Tariq knows so
He's telling
much right
somebody
now.
the game.
Yeah, in book 2, like, bruh is killing it. So I wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Yeah. Also, Famous is about to be a SoundCloud rapper when SoundCloud don't exist. So, don't be mad. UPS is hiring. I'm gonna tell him that's gonna be a lyric that's ahead of their time. Don't be mad. UPS is hiring because that man is on the street and them
I thought he
mixtapes
was
are
going to
going
get
triple
busted
copper.
for drugs. I thought he was about to get busted for drugs when the cops flipped over his book bag. Like, I was like, oh shit, they going to jail. Like, I just knew it because he'd been doing these drugs anyway. And, his mom is just fed up. She's like, I know you took my money. Like, and you bringing these girls here in the house. Like, that scene was, I couldn't even believe that. Old girl gone to LA. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So that's another thing.
Jess is out. Yeah.
And then,
so she's
he's got
out.
his singer, so...
Lou trying to get on a single deal. They trying to have the Rockefeller Def Jam situation popping. So we'll see how all of that affects. Let's get to Roz before we get out of here. Okay, so you think 50's past music has influence on the series or anything from Get Rich or Die Trying? I wouldn't be shocked if Raising Kanan is loosely based on 50. Like, so if you saw Get Rich or Die Trying, there's definitely some similar beats. I think a lot of this is influenced by it. Not 100%. Like, even when Rock in season 1 had said, if anything happens to her, you're gonna go with grandma, right? And 50's mom was also a drug dealer who got killed, and then he had to go live with his grandmother. So there's similarities there. I think everything that happens in the Power series can be tied to something in 50's music or something like that. There's some like thematic beats, but not like 1-to-1.
Yeah, I feel that. I can see that. Yeah, you would know more than I do, child. Listen, you seem to know all about 50's life and everything he done been through. So listen, take us home, Jeff. Take us home.
You're hilarious. All right. Shout out to Rainey saying that she hates that she cooks when we're live. Hey, we're on YouTube, so you could iPad, iPhone, smartphone, Samsung, Google Pixel, TV. We're everywhere, Rainey. You just don't want no interruptions when you cooking. So that's how I read it.
She don't
right. Who wants she can listen on the she can listen to it while she's cooking. Don't worry. There is too many options for you, Rady. Now, if you say you want to participate in the chat, I get it. That's another thing. My suggestion would be
everybody likes to participate in the chat. That's what they're here for, essentially. So
exactly,
if you cooking, you can't like chat. Your food would be burnt. Period.
Well, this is what I would say. This is my tip for you, Rainey. When you do this, right? Have us on, listen to us on headphones or whatever. And when you hear something that you need to go chat, run while it's like set it on low cook, put it on a low flame, run, comment, and then come back. You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the best bet, and that'll save your food and you'll be able to participate live. Thank you for everybody who's joining. Shout out to Miss Mac, who's a podcast listener, one of the OGs podcast listener who finally got to catch us live. We'd love to have all of y'all to listen on the podcast and don't get a chance. Monday, 7:00, where we're locked in and we're here to give you the live version of Power After Hours, all right? Now, you can find us, Twitter and Instagram at Power After Hours, wherever you listen to podcasts. YouTube, where we need y'all to subscribe and continue to lock in so we can build the platform. Chrissy, where can they find you?
Same place I've always been, at Chrissy B. Davis on every social platform you can think of. What about you, Jeff?
Jeff J says all social media. And as always, I tell you and to tell the rest of the Power fam, if you love what you're hearing, bring someone else that loves the podcast, loves talking about power. This is the best place for Power fans to talk about power anywhere in the world, and we accept everyone with open arms. We love you. You helped. Raising Kanan was actually the show that helped us expand our community to many other people, and y'all commenting live with us is one of the best parts of the show. This is the Power Show for Power fans, so we definitely appreciate y'all tapping in. So bring a friend next time and spread the word when we are live. When you subscribe, you get the notifications for when we're going live and when we're about to go live, so definitely do that. That's it for Raising Kanan Season 2, Episode 2 recap. Tap in with us next week where we talk about Episode 3. I feel like everybody gonna be snitching. Ooh. Everybody gonna be snitching. I don't know, but we gonna see. All right. Until next time, we'll check you later.
Peace.